Hello and welcome to the Tarkis ZOne. We're going to be playing some Black Desert Online, and I'm actually going to answer a few questions that my subscribers have had. And if you do watch my videos, you've known that I've taken a break from the game for the last couple months to do some summertime activities. Well, now I'm getting back into the game, and I wanted to show you that some of the tricks that I showed in some of the older videos still apply today, and that was where the questions were. Should I bother watching these videos? Is that actually information still profitable? And I'm going to get into that right now with you. So we're going to go over to the marketplace here. I'm going to go to marketplace. I'm going to go to magic crystals here, and yes, it's another magic crystal video. I've made a few of them in the past, but there's some questions. Does it still make you money? So here we are. What I did is I went to magic crystals and hit this button twice. It caused it to sort, and what you're looking for is magic crystals that are blue. Look at this one right here. I'm going to buy these up right here. They're 69,000. Now you're going to find with your processing, okay, what your max value can be for these crystals. All right, so I'm going to round those up to 70K. I paid what, 69 for them, so we're going to round those up to 70K, and I'm going to go into here and see how many I just got. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right. So if you bring up the calculator, let's clear it out. That's 6 times, we said 70,000, right? Okay, that's 420,000 that I have invested just in these crystals alone. And imagine me doing this process and filling my inventory full of these types of crystals. But just for these, let's look at what we're doing here. So right now, what you want to do is you want to go to your your inventory, make sure your crafting costume is on, and then you just want to crush these. And again, what you pay for them is going to be determined on what your processing skill is. My processing skill is beyond master. So as long as you've got a master processing, you're going to see returns like, look at the system chat. It said I just made 43 for that one gem. You'll get these type of returns if you're a master or higher. See, I just hit the low end of the RNG. So that was the lowest end of the RNG, those 33 that I just procced. Oh, this 31. Wow, Tarkis is doing pretty bad today. I haven't seen these type of numbers. It just happens to do these type of numbers while I'm doing a video. So you can see that I'm hitting the low end of the RNG because the high end is 47. So we're just going to process these down. But again, if you're only getting 33, let's say your RNG, the max you can get is 33. You just got to figure out what gems you need to buy. And at night, prime time Eastern, you're, between 5 p.m. Eastern time, United States, to about 2 a.m. Eastern time, you can buy gems all night long. And you can figure, it's a 45, go back up to the high RNGs. So you could figure out, you can get gems as low as 40K. It's just trying to snipe them before someone else. Tarkis is lazy. I just go in, I find the one that's got the most gems in it, and I try to buy it if it's under 80K. So here we are, we got 219 of those that we made for those gems. So we're going to go to the marketplace, and we're going to go to, actually, if we want to register them, and we want to bring them up here, and you want to hit confirm. So that's, the auction house is going to take their pound of flesh on all transactions, but still you're going to make some money here. So we're going to bring up the calculator. I'm going to just minus that value, that 595,680, 595,680. You're going to hit equals. So that's your profit just on those handful of gems that I just showed you. And again, the marketplace is going to take their little cut. I would advise you to make sure that you do have your value pack going if you're selling gems or this black powder outright. If you're selling this black stone powder outright, make sure you've got that buff. And how you get that is just play 14 days and use your loyalties and buy a one-day value pack from the loyalty shop, and then at that day dump all your blackstone powder, and then you'll make the maximum you can. So that's just a simple example of how you make some easy money in this game. Now I'm just going to recap. I'm going to go to Magic Crystals here on the marketplace. I'm going to hit this sorting button twice, boop, boop, and you're going to scroll down. You can do the same thing with the green crystals. It's just that the amount of blackstone powder is like 1/3 what the blue ones are. And again, it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so we're seeing the scraps like there. I mean, I can just buy these right out, right now. Boom. We're seeing that, and they're under 70, so we already know what I'm going to be making for profit because they're under 70, and I just did the math on that. But again, during prime time, you'll get these type of values, like 57. They even go below, they go into the 40s. So if you're prime time, and we're not talking just 2, we're talking like 30, 40, 50. Now, if you want to try to snipe off the special deals, you can do that too. You know, if you go to special deals and scroll down, here are your gems. Okay, look at this one. So this value is under my 80K. That at 80K, Tarkis don't make that much money. It's not worth it to him to buy these at 80K. So I'm right there at that threshold. Do I sit here and gobble these up? No, Tarkis got a lot of money, so he doesn't have to really want to waste his time. But you can, at prime time, you go into these sniping bins, and you like this one. You know, these guys are a sweet spot. Boom, boom. I could buy those too. So you could do that too. Now, you're going to say to yourself, you know, or are you just blowing smoke? Really, is there a lot of those gems that come up during prime time? Well, we're going to run down to my warehouse, and I'm going to show you what I processed just yesterday. I spent about 4 hours total during the day, and I didn't do it all at once. I ground a few, then I ground a few, then I ground a few. So I bet about 4 hours dedicated into making blackstone powder just buying gems yesterday, and I'm at 72,601 blackstone powder plus whatever that 219 that I just generated. So look at that. If I wanted to dump that on the auction house during prime time, because it's going to sell like hotcakes during prime time, I could make a boatload of money. But Tarkis doesn't need a boatload of money at this time, so he's kind of holding on to it. So this is what my silver on hand value is. This is what my warehouse value is. So you combine those two numbers, and that gives you my total assets for this warehouse, for this one warehouse. And I got warehouses that I've got crammed full of crap. So, you know, I do got a lot of money, and the game kind of measures you on this value alone, I believe. They don't measure you with the values of what you've got in your warehouse. So that was something I wanted to show you real quick, that you still can score money. So if you're trying to get your processing up to master, my suggestion is get a cotton node. Get a cotton node or a flax node, and have a worker bring in cotton and flax. Then one day you get all your cotton and flax. You can hold 6,000 of the things. So once you got your 6,000, then you can hit process and go watch a movie. And then when you get back, you've gotten all that experience. And especially with cotton, the cotton fabric is selling. It doesn't sell like hotcakes, but it will eventually sell. I have sold a few stacks of those over the last few days. So if you want to try to get your processing up, that's a good way to do it, because it allows you to long-term process without having to babysit your computer. The other thing I wanted to point out that I have been making money is there was an item in my warehouse. I'm going to go to map here. That I wasn't using for anything. It just started to collect. And what I ended up doing is I moved that item to this city here, and that item is this red crystal. Now, I get these red crystals when I have my workers go out and get what they're getting. What I did is I moved them to here, then I moved some blackstone powder to here, and then I have a worker working, and he's not working right now because I got to give him beer. I have him, I hit the wrong node. I have him working this node right here, and he's making these red crystal amulets of lovers. And when he's working, it takes 3 crystals and 1 blackstone powder, and he just does his thing. When he's done doing his thing, he brings that item here into my warehouse. From there, I use the in-game transport system to move it to Calpheon. So we're going to click on Calpheon here. We're going to go to transport, and see I had already sent them. And then I'm going to hit get all. So this is a trade good item. This is something I would normally need to go get myself, and I would need to put on my horse or put on my inventory, then jump on my wagon and whatnot and bring it across the world. Well, this way, I'm just going to send it through the in-game system. I'm going to send it to, from here, I got to send it to Heidel because that's where I want, because the nodes are connected all the way to Heidel. And I'm going to set maximum and I'm going to send it. Yeah, it takes lots of your space, but it's only 2 at a pop. And then I hit send. And there they go. They're going to Heidel. There's 6 more. Let me just hit boom and boom. They're all going to Heidel. So once they get to Heidel, whoop, I'm already in Heidel. Can just double click to escape. Once I get to Heidel, I can go to my inventory, and they're right down here somewhere. Right here. 326 of them. That's all I need to do now is throw them on my wagon and walk them up to the trade vendor and get the maximum value from the distance between the port and here. Now, if I really want to be sneaky, Tarkis could compromise some contribution points from someplace, connect this node here, and then put them in my wagon and bring them to the trade vendor in this town, which I'd get more money for them. And then I could connect it to this town, which I'd get more money. But if I did that, I might as well just send it through the system again and then go to this town one day with my wagon and move it from the warehouse to the trade vendor. At this point, Tarkis is happy with the profits you get by just slumping them up this road. It takes me 5-6 minutes at the most. I trade them in. I get a couple million. And I say, oh, great. And my guy's making, in that port way off there to the west, he's making items that are making me money from components that really I wasn't using for anything else. So if that's a little trick that I found that's been helpful, and granted, it costs you money to send those goods through the trade system, or the transport system there. But the way I look at it, it's saving me probably an hour, maybe an hour and a half to go get them, load them up, drive them back, maybe get PK'd on my way, who knows. It just wasn't worth, because for that hour, I could be processing. I could be doing something that's giving me more money. So I'm just looking at it as passive income. I'm just trying to move it through the system so that I can get the most bang for my buck. Well, I hope these 2 little tricks help you, and I think it did answer the 2 questions I had. I had one more question is, Tarkis, you got all these grand videos of making money, but how much of a pay-to-win player are you? Well, I'm not. I only bought this game when it was early release, and I bought the ghillie suit. So I've got whatever the game costs plus the ghillie suit, and I think top 110 bucks. I think I bought the $80 game package, and then I bought the ghillie suit after that, and I'm just guesstimating here, but it has not been a lot of money, and I have been playing it. I have been enjoying this game, so you can really, if you know what you're doing, if you see the little gaps in making money here and there, then you can really make some money in this game, buy the gear you want, and then you can be happy. Now, not all the gear is going to be available, and there's going to be some sniping races or some high bidding races you need to do for pre-buys and whatnot. But when you're talking billions and billions of silver, come on. You'll eventually get what you want. I can't imagine they would develop a game where if you have billions and billions of silver, you cannot have access to other things. And that was early on. That was true. There was not a lot of things on the auction house. But now with the game being as old as it is, over a year, those uber items are now showing up on the auction place, and you can just gobble them up if you want, if you've got this kind of cash. All right. Well, thank you for joining me. This has been the Tarkis Zone.